Hello everyone, welcome to yet another live stream. Where am I? Why am I not in... Huh? There I am. Alright. Hello everyone, welcome into yet another live stream. And today I am going to be streaming on the main channel because the topic of this stream will be mathematics. Plenty and plenty and plenty of mathematics. So how about we begin? Let's get started. I'm actually going to make a list, I think. Should we can do the wheel? That'd be fun. We can do the wheel. Hi the Bree, hi the Randy, hi. Anyhow. Sorry, got a bit distracted. What will be on the list today? Well, first of all, we're gonna have sets. How math becomes difficult too. Then we're also going to have We're also going to have what comes after sets actually in the script. I should check. I have not. Yes, there's the wheel. Maps. How math becomes difficult too. The thing is, there is an angle. One of the ideas is I can try to rush this video to get it ready for the Summer of Math exposition. And then if I do that, I can use that to promote the charity. That's the angle, but if I am to succeed with that angle, I would need to rush it a bit more. Then we have axioms, paper, how math becomes difficult too. We have, we'll need to catch up a bit, so also sets, how math becomes difficult too. Axiom precedence, not sets, maps as well. There we go. That's what I would need to do in order to not be behind with the video. Other than the video, we have additional work, that is difficulty icons math. Then we would also have, well, not quite mathematics, but recording block sphere. Hi there, Agent. Hi, Nadikudak. Oh, Agent, no, Balashro, no. What else do I have to do that involves mathematics? I think it might be it. Am I missing something? I guess I could chuck in something like planning to reinvent mathematics. I already tried that once and failed. Planning isomorphism video? No, maybe... To be fair, these 4 tasks right here are pretty chunky. So I probably shouldn't add so many. I should probably leave it at 6. Sets, how math becomes difficult, part 2. Perfect. That's a great one to start with because that one I can work on in the background. Because that many requires rendering. Anyhow, how is everyone doing? How are you all doing? How's your day going, collective? I'm gonna play some music for myself. No, this one is for... Do I have anything that would work for doing maths? I guess you would kind of work for doing maths. Oh, I literally have a playlist for doing maths. I forgot I made that one. Huh. Pretty nice boiling though. Well, that sounds painful. I'm just trying out Linux distro and blocking the background. Perfect. I'm gonna make my fake ID real one in 2 hours. Well, don't post online about having a fake ID. I'm not certain if it's legal. Also glad to hear you're doing good, Randy. And also, Edu reminded me of something. There is one more quick thing I need to do. Oh, the TV's buffering. I'm afraid you've lost your signal. It's a non-real ID and fake. Okay. I'm gonna make you wish that I'd stay young. You don't know when I'm done. There's this this way. Whoa! It's Make It! Everyone say hi. That guy, he's still alive. I know, crazy. Couldn't believe it myself. It doesn't look like it, but they are alive. Cheers, Kami. I appreciate that. You're a real one, Kami. I promise, the math will resume shortly. There's just one quick video I need to do beforehand. Preempting like the stream. Who's that attractive fella? I don't know, but I wouldn't mind asking for their number. Alrighty. Inadequate attack. Cold deductions. This is quite an aesthetic shot, isn't it? It's nice because I didn't actually prepare it to be aesthetic. This is just what the corner of my office looks like right now with Cavendish. Okay. I am kind of training myself to use the sliceofpie.eu instead of makeit.wtf for the sake of, you know, it being proper. Have you noticed the new look of the library, by the way? You have edu to include this. And also the functionality associated with it. This is more like the sugar on the cream, but there is a lot more functionality to be used right now. Which actually will be part of the live stream today. I'm gonna need to solve a bit of a matrix problem. Ido, are you still here? What if I want to mention you in a video? How should I, like... Because normally when I do this, I like screenshot someone either on Discord or on YouTube. But if I screenshot you right now on Discord, it's gonna be a picture of Weird Al Yankovic and all-generated Kami. So I don't... Are you okay with that being a representation of you? There's nothing wrong with that, it's just gonna be, you know... There's nothing wrong with that, it just could be a bit confusing. Maybe my GitHub, that's a lot more reasonable, okay, fair. GitHub is a lot more reasonable. It's also nice because I can screenshot your comments. There, everyone's happy. Hold on, let me... Use comments, yeah. Like, I can put this in the video, right? It shouldn't just be by IDs, that shouldn't be a problem. I don't think so. I don't think this has any info. It has to be secret. Maybe committing a mistake is also brilliant. There we go. Now Vobist, there you are. Okay, finally. There. this, cat this, the silences. All right. Almost there. Oh my goodness, in the video I just said it's all coming together quite nicely. I do also have to say, it's a bit underrated, but the new mask really helps me record so much. It's so comfortable in comparison to the old ones. Alright, export, and we are finally done. The first thing that wasn't even on the list of things to do, but it was, as I mentioned, quick, so it doesn't really matter. There we go. Convenient, no mask. It's not, well, depends. Actually, not having that mask on would be a lot less convenient for me, in fact. If anything. You're not an unpaid intern. Don't lie to me. And then also to server edits never link, copy, paste it right here. Next, no. Hey everyone, you want to type something in chat, but do type that so you minimize doing also for the stream. So often you need to have a searching up link. I get what you mean. You all of a sudden discover all the different shortcuts that for some reason exist on the website simply because you've been on the wrong tab. Okay. First task that wasn't even on the list of tasks finished. Great. Now I can actually open up the how math becomes difficult and work on that. Alright, first task finished. We are 0% of the way there. Congratulations to us. Great job so far. How should I display this? With colors it would be somewhat easy, but what if we approach it from a bit more of a concrete point of view? That is, what if one of these sets will hold two-dimensional elements and the other will hold elements which have sides of the same length? What then? That could be a good visual. There you go. Okay. All the elements of the first. Right, sorry, I got distracted again. I need to set my playlist for doing maths, then I won't get distracted. There we go, that's my jump. Let's have a think about this. Right here we want to describe it as effectively z in x and z in y. Or actually, maybe we should do it equals z, and then z in z, z in x, z in y. Is this good enough? Or maybe like for all z. That could be me being way too used to the notation already. And to people who aren't used to it, that could be confusing. Oh well. Once again, we're going to do it in a way so that the x will be of flat shapes. Every element of set x will just be a flat shape, and every element of set colorblind. Well, I mean, it's the background is. I mean, this is blue. The background is gray. I suppose I could punch up the contrast. Well, I couldn't actually punch up the contrast. Hold on, I can do this. There, that should be better. What I noted down is this, where z in z, like so, and then z in x and capital X, z in capital Y for all z. Basic idea being that what it says is that the set we are actually looking for, which is this one right here, each element of this set, all the elements of that set, have to be in X and they have to be in Y intersection. The elements of the first set are equal to the elements of the set. Well, it's more like all the elements are in both sets. Or what if? Oh, actually, hold on. No. Past making maybe onto something. What if we instead say that is equal to z, and we then say that x actually for all x where x in x, and there exists a y such that y in y and x is equal to y. What about that? So z is the set of all elements. Yeah. Basically, z is meant to be the set of an intersection, and then we would say that. Actually, wait. We can just note it down as z. I'm an idiot. So we can say that. Z in z for all z in which z is in x, and there exists a y such that y is in y and y is equal to z. Yada! Will you use set theory for in this example? This is set theory. This literally just is set theory. The set would be a giveaway. I think this works. Now, what does make it say in this? All the elements of the first set that are equal to the elements of the second set. Hold on, I need to ask it. I need to ask professionals about this. Hi, the Charlie. Hi. X cup y. And z in x and exists y in y and z equals y. Hi Louis. Go on and create this all. Well, glad I can help. I'm honestly tempted to rewrite this segment now because I don't think it's good. Okay, I think the way I'm gonna approach this is I'm gonna create a cylinder. I'm gonna go for more of a visual way. Like this. You I'm gonna hide for now. You I'm gonna flatten. Are you doing the boxes and everything? Not quite yet. For now I'm thinking about how to approach this. The thing is well, surprisingly, in the paper I think my way of going about this is a lot more coherent than here. Right. In here I explain it in a much more coherent way, because I actually go over axioms first. So the setup for sets is really concrete. Beautiful. Anyhow. So I'm getting a bit distracted. I have a lot of messages I have to go through. Why are you broken? Always because you're empty. Right, I need to do the maximum power set and subset. Okay, but first let's have some more animations rendering just to make sure we're not wasting time. And then what we can do is we can select boolean with u union intersect. There we are. Exact. Manifold? It's a manifold, dude. Why? Fancy. The technology. The technology is baffling. Okay. Beautiful. Hi, Timon, hi. This looks like... Well, I don't want to be vulgar, but the word dog shit comes to mind. Oh my goodness, I think I'm meant to re-record this. It's so bad, I hate this. I hate this so much. Okay, let's rewrite this first and then re-record it. I don't like it. And while we're at it, I might as well record the second chapter, so it's... Poisson! Hi! How you doing? How are things going? Welcome from slumber. Powerful. Hi, the ceiling floor. Are you probably exist? Well, last time I checked, Rule 34 says I do not. It's very unfortunate. Your chat of Tefta, what about for you? Oh, I'm excited for just because of the chat of Tefta. I've had this quite an interesting morning, I would say. Well, as you know already, I've done a little bit of work on Run It on the P-tree. It's like the basic foundations are there, and I'm really excited to start expanding it. I also realized that I need to be careful because I might be clogging the server if I'm not. I'm not clogging it yet, but if I screw up, then I'm definitely going to. So, not a big issue. It's just something I need to be mindful of. Trying to fix this stripe problem. Other than that, then just, you know, I need to work on some muffs this stream and then get back to work on the non-muffs related things. But I'm really happy with the chat data. How did it go? If you obviously care to share it publicly, if not, then stripe problems really is cumbersome. Yes and no. On one hand, yes, it is. On the other hand, I didn't fucking trust them from the start. Not for a moment. You have to keep in mind, it was Molly pay you stripe, alright? Like, fool me once, shame on me, right? Fool me twice, fool me 3 times, that I would really have to be an idiot, so... I don't know if there's the Cortex part. Oh, that's really neat, because I also seen Terfta description of the thing so far, and I'm quite excited. Commie, hi.
Hello, heyo.
Hi. This is really cool. I've been trying to create my own, see how useful it is. Well, I don't know if Cortex is exactly the so basically like his main harness, right? Because Cortex was, if I recall correctly, the main harness that was responsible for managing the data of all of the interactions with models. Am I remembering correctly? Try to create trends. Yeah, effectively, I get why you are also excited about this, because that's literally why, you know, I'm trying to make Run It, right? Run It will effectively be that. There's for me. Same here. trying to read right. Intersection says a section. Experiment for long college weekend. Yeah, exactly. It's just a very useful tool. That's the thing. I know I keep talking about Run It, but it's for a reason. I find it, and you will be able to relate to it being so exciting for me because once again, Run It, I basically want to be a foundation wide cortex. So with additional functionalities, plural. Many functionalities. After the stream, I'm gonna work on it some more. I'm going for more to the road. Yeah. I've already spent on it just 3 hours setting up the ability to run an empty module. Which, well, is either a sign of extreme ADHD or extreme foresight. We'll find out in a month, I suppose. More goodies can be there too. That's precisely what I'm excited for. Fingers crossed on the application of fun the end. It is. And that's why I'm going to try to really rope Caper and Edo into it, because the idea here is that once someone adds a tool, it just stays there, right? So it's not like 3 times more people means the system is 3 times more overloaded. It's quite the opposite, where the overlap is that it's not really all that much more overloaded, whilst at the same time there are just straight up 3 times more tools. Which is why I'm trying to rope in everyone. Exactly. I will try to work on it some more, and then once it's at the point where it actually becomes useful, I'll try to get everyone else's opinion as well. Yep. Hi there, Holy Fibo. Hi.
Unholy Bible, where am I?
Are you on top chat or live chat?
What's top chat?
At the very top of your chat on YouTube. It should say the top chat or live chat.
Wait, there's a thing?
Mm-hmm. And top chat only shows some messages, while live chat shows all of them.
To go to top. Wait, is it this one? So I see, you aren't schizophrenic after all. What? Like I would hear you say like people's names who were not in the chat sometimes, and I would assume that you're just seeing things.
that would,
or like they're
honestly,
like...
I can't blame you. I can't blame you for this. There we go. Okay. Now I can try to record these 2 chapters. I did the math. If I want to... Well, the math wasn't difficult, but it's multiplication. If I want to catch up for the... Hi, Joel. If I want to catch up for the sum, the science of math exposition, I need to work on effectively 1.5 chapters a day. So that means that by the end of today I need to be finished with the maps. By the end of tomorrow I need to be halfway through the 2 paths. By the end of the day after that I need to be finished with groups. Which, to be fair, some of the chapters are much longer than the others, like for example Ring is completely short. But hey, here's to hoping. Alright, let's record this.
A bat infiltrated the house.
Test 1, 2, 3. What'd you say?
A bat infiltrated our house. My house.
Yo. Is it okay? Did it get out?
I don't know. We opened the window and we tried to get it out, but at one point it just disappeared and no one knows whether it's escaped or if it's hiding somewhere.
Intersection basically gives us a new set, a set which has their own elements, and each of these elements can be found in the 2 sets we've intersected. Or, to put it more plainly, this. Now, you can see how much simpler it was graphically. But at the same time, if you actually get used to the notation, this display becomes more concise and descriptive, which is why I would ask you that you attempt to understand notation in this video, or at the very least, don't let it scare you away. If you'd like a more in-depth view into this notation, I would recommend the paper I wrote associated with the video, but more on that later. Congratulations! Our machine has gained a cog, but we still can't spin it. Next we have a map, and map is our utility. If sets are objects, then maps allow us to change them around. The idea of a map is simple. It allows us, for example, when presented with a set of cubes and a set of spheres, to map these cubes to those spheres. That's it. We could specify more conditions on our maps, but if we also specify more conditions on our sets, we can also specify more conditions on our sets, which we'll get to eventually. So for now, this is genuinely all we need. So, if we have a set X in set X and set Y in... If we have X in set X and Y in set Y, then a map from X to Y would look like this. There we go. Now, there are some more things to mention about maps, but the one I'm interested in mentioning right now is the word isomorphism. Because morphisms are fun. What morphism basically says is that there is a map to... God damn it, why am I making so many mistakes? What morphism basically says is that there is a way to map something from another. What morphism basically says is that there is a map to something. My fucking shit, I'm fine. What morphism basically says is that there is a way to map from something to another thing whilst preserving structure. What can that structure be? It can be anything. If we're talking about the cubes and spheres, that could be the size. Mapping each cube to a sphere of the same size and each sphere to a cube in this scenario is an isomorphism because it goes both ways. The reason why I mention it is because isomorphisms allow you to make a connection between things that aren't in the same, but behave in the same way in order to treat them in much the same way, but... Why am I making so many mistakes? I'm gonna re-record this because it's so horrendous. Let's try again. Next we have a map, and map is our utility. If sets are objects, then maps allow us to change them around. The idea of a map is simple. It allows us, for example, when presented with a set of cubes and a set of spheres, to map these cubes to these spheres. That's it. We could specify more conditions, obviously, onto our maps, but we can also specify more conditions onto our sets, which we will get to eventually. So for now, this is generally all we need. So, if we have x in set x and y in set y, then a map from x to y would look like this. There we go. Now, there are some more things to mention about maps, but the one I'm interested in mentioning is the word morphism, because morphisms are fun. What morphism basically says is that there is a way to map from something to another thing whilst preserving structure. What can that structure be? It can be anything. If we're talking about cubes and spheres, that could be the size. Mapping each cube to a sphere of the same size and each sphere to a cube. In this scenario, it's an isomorphism, because it goes both ways. The reason why I mention it is because isomorphisms allow you to make a connection between things that aren't exactly the same, they aren't equal, but they behave in the same way in order to treat them in the same way. But we'll elaborate more on that later. For now, let's finish off this chapter with a different kind of map. That is, let's pick our set of cube and consider a map of stacking. Stacking would mean taking a cube, putting it at the end of another cube. But
What wonderful stream we're having.
Stacking would mean taking a cube and putting it at the end of another cube. But the curious thing you may notice about this is that our result is stacked cubes, which is not inside our set of cubes. Or in other words, our set is open. We've got a crank to our machine. Komi, I was muted on Discord, not on stream.
Yeah, I know.
Did you?
Yeah.
I really hope I didn't mess it up this time. So once again, if I want to do it in time for some, I need to do 1.5 chapters a day. Which is a problem because whilst it seems like I could be on schedule right now, these were really short chapters. Even Magma is already way longer. And then groups and all that. We're basically tackling the shortest chapters right now. Which means I should actually go beyond 1.5 chapters a day, but for now let's just try this. Let's just try not to be completely behind. Okay, there we go. And now instead of the whole sung and downs of the cylinders, we can just do equals z. There we go. How cubism started. No idea what cubism is. Go. Cubism. I've heard that name somewhere. Render image. And once we actually get to the point where we are rendering more, then I can swap back to writing the paper. And then if every single day I do at least 1.5 chapters of the video and manage to keep up the paper, that means I am not behind in the video work and I can focus on the other work I need to do. Ah. Excellent.
Bless you.
Bless you.
Thanks.
Now, notation on this I'm not quite certain on, funny enough, because I still am not certain how to construct a set like that, where describe what all of their elements are made up of. So I'm just gonna do z and z, like so. You should read the Girl Incompleteness Theorem manga. I don't think I should. I think I will live without it.
Manga, as in like I got it reincarnated as Gödel's incompleteness theorem. Question mark.
Apparently its name is Mathematical Girls Incompleteness Theorem. Alright, see ya, patient. See ya. Good night. Yeah, I figured, which is precisely why I said that I don't think I need to read it. You work for fast as I've been doing for years. Everything here is very simple. Nothing here requires any knowledge yet. So we might get to it. But for now it's just a matter of putting it all in. I'm kind of hesitant to watch all them animes, as kids call them these days. Mainly because there are two that are stuck, no, there are three that are stuck in my head. And that is Attack on Titan, My Hero Academia, and I think it was something Devil Crybaby, something like that. Where they've been all basically recommended to me by different people. And they all had severe mental impact, which I am not tempted to repeat. So I'm not... I've had bad history with all them animes. Render image. Plentiful. Or beautiful, whichever one you'll prefer. It's not that I want to scare you. I don't touch that stuff. I've quit. I don't touch that stuff no more. Okay, now we can. Now we would actually use the cylinders again, but someone decided to remove them. I won't point any fingers. And now we can render. Does it mean for all Z, Z and Z and Z and Y and X? I mean and. Okay, we finally have it rendering, we can get back to the paper. We have only 2 axioms left, so how about we actually try and tackle them today? That could be a good idea. Axiom of power sets. Vobis2, there you are. Okay, so it appears to be for all x there exists y, where for all z, z subset z is a subset of x, which implies z in y. So for any set x, every z that is a subset of x, there exists a set y such that, for the sake of clarity, I would rather move the exists y onto the other side. Find it more clear.
While talking about my paper with someone, we actually realized that in a big section of the paper I accidentally replaced every omega with O's, with big O's.
Oh.
Which is now fixed.
Maybe it's not really if. Maybe if isn't an accurate thing to say there. It's more like this. If z is a subset, that means that. What's this? Is this real? No. Okay, almost.
What might be happening?
Edo is on fire. They're doing Valor stuff.
Okay.
Was that extra? It's not as no masculine physique. I'll just take him for respiratory issues. I'm just that kind of crazy. See ya, Adrian. See ya. Goober hole. We can also do some actual maths. It's not quite as important, but it would be slightly more urgent. That's because the idea would be as follows. We effectively would like to have a vector, RGBA, which would be in red. We would like to apply a matrix on it so that we constrain the saturation and the brightness, and what we get out instead is just another color but arbitrary. Same saturation, same brightness, arbitrary color. So it would be kind of like, what's the question? What is saturation? What is... If we imagine a vector space of RGB, then distance from the middle is the brightness. What is saturation? Saturation is basically distance from 111. Not quite. Let's start there. 111 is desaturated. Or in other words, XXX means that the color is completely desaturated. What increases the saturation? What increases saturation is being near the border. The closer you are to the border, the more saturated it is. So what if we pick in a direction, we cast a ray, we take a point and we draw a circle around it? That would be the hue circle. That could work. Now all we need to do is describe it. So we have a point which is 111. We want to draw a circle around it such that it is draw a circle around a very specific plane. What is constrained on that circle? Distance from the origin? That's something. This way, distance? No. I mean, first obvious constraint is distance from the 111 point, right? But that defines a sphere, not a circle. What defines our circle then? So first of all, we're gonna have a point on that circle, and distance between our point and the color white, or the value, has to be R, has to be constant. Capital C, draw constant. What then? This defines us a color sphere. We want to make sure that the brightness is the same. clever. How do we define our brightness? This is from the origin, okay. We pick a color which has values R, G, B. Then we take the distance from this color to the origin. This gives us the value. Then, once we have the value, we imagine a point V, V, V. And what we want to do is we want to rotate our RGB to the V around the this is horrendous. Like, we can't do it this way. No, this is bad. This is bad even by my standards. Is it? It is. It is really bad. I guess I could just look at the answers. So the only constraint is in the result. We take this. Let's call it P naught. Then we take P naught and VVV. Let's call it S. It's not quite S, but it is S with the prior constraint. Yeah. Then the only requirement we have is that P1, this needs to be equal to P1, and this needs to be equal to P1. Okay, great. As long as this is true, we're fine. Now the question of how can we change the value? I can solve it explicitly, but that'll be annoying. I also feel like I might be overcomplicating it completely. Because I mean, yeah, there is a way to go about this, but man, is it annoying. it is at times like this when I wish I had more mathematical abilities. Okay, I need to do a bit of a research here. SVG FE color matrix. Wait, ¿qué por favor? I mean, I know, okay, I know how a matrix works, yes, but... Wait, what is the hue rotate? What? Wait, so hold on, is hue rotate doing anything? Couldn't help but notice that it produces the same exact image, and where do you... what? How do you change how much it rotates? I'm gonna play around with this. Okay, I mean, it did, okay, it did generate the things, you are correct. Cheers, mate. Gimme. No, your blender. Okay, Bolage, great. That is something. Now the question is, how do you... Also, you're an SVG, do you work on an image? That's another question to ask. If I replace you with just an image, will you work? They do. I actually, yeah, I'm an idiot, right? Otherwise the goose wouldn't fucking render. I'm an idiot. It's fine. It's fine. Let's instead of this try to use the thingamabobs, the thingamajigs, the diamonds of pain and suffering. Further really further. Okay, perfect. In that scenario, I would like to do. I don't know. Okay, you don't show for some reason. Perfect. Has to be defined in SVG. Okay, that's fine. It gets the right image, it just doesn't show it, because that would be too simple. Do I need to close you off? Is that the problem? Yeah, that's what I meant. Security issues. God damn it! Will this work? Oh, I hate HTML. And CSS, and all of them. Perfect. Works. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I can't count. The point is they're here. Great. Now what we'd like to do is style, filter, and then URL, hash, color. Do you do anything? Well, you don't break, at least. Progress, I guess. That's absolutely not what I wanted you to copy. That's what I wanted you to copy. Okay, brilliant. Now we just go to the filter, which is this one. We remove all the rest because unnecessary bloat. Beautiful. Wait, I grabbed the wrong one. Thank goodness Ctrl Z exists. I did not grab the wrong one. I've just cut too much. Filter. No. Wait. How is this filter meant to hero it? The internet is lying to me. Where's the page? There you are. I knew it was fishy. Type hue rotate. Is that a genuine valid type of FE color matrix? I would like a source I trust. A trust I source. Will color be interested? Ha, get it. Please tell me. That would be so nice. That would be so nice if you only could. You already have 180. What? Wait. Shouldn't 180 change it up already? I feel light translucent. RGB to green. Well, that works correctly. That's a bad sign, because that means that the hue rotate just doesn't work. Which means I will actually need to think. I just try. No. Like, this is completely, utterly solvable and doable. It's just such a headache. I don't want to get through that. I don't want to go through that. I refuse to believe. Melt does actually hue rotate. I mean, it doesn't matter because it doesn't include a value by which they are hue rotating.
Well,
Never mind, it does matter. You are so right. I'm such an idiot. Value is equal to 90.
All that matters.
Damn it! So... Okay. Fortunately, you wouldn't lie to me, would you? Hue rotate, where's hue rotate? Color me hue rotate. There we go. I know Mozilla would never lie to me. Why is this SVG open? Doesn't matter. SVG. Is this correct? Or do you need to be defined inside the SVG? Where do you close the SVG? No, we do close it here. Source in source graphic. I don't know what I'm actually gonna add. What does in mean? What does in mean? In. I'll reuse the source graphic regardless. Alright, bollage. Light to undeceived again. 180 should be blue, not red. I'm starting to think that hue rotate is just a lie. Type attribute type. Let's go more into type. Image filter, href stuff. I don't know if you're referring to a different tag or different usage of the tag, but... And also, do you mean like href as stuff or href instead of the source? I'm such an idiot. Again, dear Lord. I'm fine. Yes, that's correct. Let's just try it on some more arbitrary value. Beautiful. Okay. That is correct. That is in fact correct. 270. It's only half the battle though, because whilst it does in fact allow us to hue rotate, we still need to solve for the angle between the colors, which honestly is a lot easier. Yeah, because we'll always start with a red, because red is nice. Red is angle 0. And so that means that the solution should be... That one I can do. That one I can do with maps, so that's no problem. Plane, we always start at 1. This is where we always start. And then we have some kind of arbitrary point defined as... Wait, can I do it? Yes, because the effectively... Am I thinking about this right? Let me see. No, I'm not. We need to first map it from R3 to R2. That's step 1. Step 2 is easy, because step 2 is just mapping from R2 to R1 by solving for angle. That's easy. This step is the tricky one. And that's because effectively if you have 1 0 0 here, 0 1 1, we need to put the constraint. We need to just normalize it. We're gonna call this point R. No, that would be confusing. whatever, it's gonna be confusing, we'll manage. We're gonna call this point R, we're gonna call this point G, we're gonna call this point B. Then lowercase r, g, and b we will use to refer to the actual RGB values. That means that on this plane, each position will effectively be r times r plus g times g plus b times b. Can we just utilize the predefined HSV calculations? Yeah, I guess we can. Whatever. What do I even try? Yeah, sure. You know what? Fine. Whatever. What's the point? What do I even try so hard for? Hide some more coffee.
Welcome back again.
Yeah,
Okay,
welcome
thank
back.
you. Coffee?
Yeah.
Nice.
My math skills are useless again.
Same.
Oh wait, since we have HSV, that means we're gonna have position. No, we can also get the angle. Never mind. Because effectively you plug in h as the value, or rather, if h is 0, if 0 to 1, then you obviously multiply by 360 and you plug it as the value. Yeah.
How difficult is math so far?
It's really easy, unfortunately.
Aw.
Okay, so I'm gonna leave it with you then, Edu, because, well, that should solve it. So then we can use the same method for both groups, and it's very clever, honestly. It's very clever of you to do it with the filters definition, because then we can set a filter per subfield and use it to color everything we want, which is really, really goddamn clever. My solution has been horrendous. And then if you just reuse the red groups as the base and the red difficulty icons, which I have already sent. Yep, they're still there. That should be good. Because I do believe that currently the difficulty icons are clashing a bit too much with the subfields, right? Like here, for example. Maybe it's me.
I think I will have to go because my
Oh,
computer
okay.
is overheating.
Okay,
No.
I'm
07.
good luck.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Oh, the thing rendered.
Cool.
Hey, can you not make fully video to learn physics from basic to advanced for almost 10 hours? Well, if I had like a year of free time, I could. Okay. Right, paper. How do I keep forgetting? Axiom of the power sets.
Are they asking not to make a 10-hour video?
Well, if you want to plant it like that, it was a video.
Yeah.
I keep instinctively pressing Ctrl S, which re-renders it the entire time. Whoops. We have a set of subsets. This might be too much of a spoiler if I just explain it this way. Oh, why didn't you tell me I was drinking black coffee the entire time? What about the milk?
Man, I hate it when that happens.
We live in modern times. If I wanted to drink something this bitter, whiskey is right next to me. I finished one of the bottles of wine yesterday. I'm warming up to it, I have to say. It was very cheap and very bad, but I've warmed up to it.
I see. Is it? Did you like? Did you bulk buy wines?
No, there was a sale. If you bought 3 wines, then each one was it cost €2.
Oh, so you did bulk buy wine.
Well,
From the
3
sale.
isn't bulk.
That's like too many in my books.
I once went to a birthday party where my gift was 6 bottles of wine. 3 is hardly bulk.
Sheesh. Okay, damn.
But
Guess
you
I'm-
gave me an idea, actually. Because, like,
Ooh.
like €20 would already give you 10 bottles.
Yeah. And it's like 10 bottles, and you've only spent 20.
Bulk buying wine. You have a head on you, kid. You have a head on your shoulders.
Thanks, I know. Do I?
I hope. Otherwise, should I think to the doctors about that?
Sorry, sorry, sir. Your child has a condition of no head.
Yeah, I guess you should really get some. I feel like I feel like Alistair in that scene where he's taunting Lucifer by going into a song.
Oh, yeah.
Asking if it's possible. Way of editing. I have good news for you. Once Remco is back, he's going to get to work on a series of videos, starting with very, very basic physics, working up to some really advanced stuff. So, Hurotate does not work remotely. Oh, that's so dog shit. CSS is so horrid. Do I actually need to create a matrix that would Hurotate? Because I'm pretty certain it should be possible. Kami, don't taunt Edu. Edu is like a backbone of the charity at this point.
Yes,
you
yes,
know?
I know. I'm just letting them know that they can let it all out. You know?
We need run it to be up and running, because one of the modules there just has to be like I'm gonna call it the toaster, and its entire point will be just to be abused. Just
Oh,
give it
oh.
give it like tasks for it to fail, just that you can yell at it then. That's the plan. That's needed.
Oh, that's like true like we're building a monster.
Yeah, one of the modules is gonna be the hate box, where all it's gonna do is hate.
Yeah.
The pain box 2000, where all it does is it makes it feel pain.
Oh, that's beautiful.
I'm really looking forward to working on Runit some more today. I'll be honest, it's very fun. The only problem is I have this fucking maps video I need to work on first. Charity
the map
Crash Out is a
doesn't-
catchy name. It's Checkup. Well, the context is I started a charity. That's the context. And also, I've been doing it for 1,163 streams. It would be silly to change the name now.
And we have a cool logo for it.
That is also true.
How loud is my background noise?
Doesn't go through.
Okay. Thanks.
Hi, Davibu. Hi. What is the last axiom of the ZF theory? Well, axiom of choice. That one. I'm kind of tempted to leave it empty. What happened?
The venting channel.
The which one?
Our venting channel.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I feel like a middle schooler.
I'm tempted to. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna leave it empty. It's funnier that way. Alright, maps. Maps are next. How would you define maps in mathematics?
Which way is left?
It's on the right of the right of the right of the right. Hope
Wait,
that helps.
let me draw that out. Ah, a circle.
Hold on, that wasn't proper enough. Much better.
Refresh.
It's still rendering. Why is it taking so much time? And also. We can spin this a bit because certain things already. I need to record the block sphere, right? I forgot about that one. That is pretty important. Okay, we'll get to that in a second. If I fully write the maps section of the paper, I'm actually pretty close. Well, I still need to render. Oh my goodness, that's so much rendering. Maybe if I first prepared all the animations, then rendered them overnight. That could be faster. That could be clever. I could... Huh. I would restrict my freedom a bit. I would need to prepare them differently. It's a maybe.
Let's make a list.
Make it gambling to make the work interesting suits the character. Why is there just a random make it in this file?
Where?
He's not in frame at all, like in the slightest. He's right there in the distance. Whatever. I'm not being paid enough to question this. I'm not being paid enough to work on it either, but
Absolute. Yeah, indeed.
it really it might be the absolute one. Absolute monkey 3. Hi, Silver. Hi.
Heyo.
That works. I've been already on 2 hours. No, I've been already on this for 2 hours. That's a bit of a problem. Okay, I may need to cut the stream because I wasn't expecting to get this little done in 2 hours, to be honest. That's a bit of an issue. It's okay. I have a couple of other things I need to do. I cannot do on stream. I'm gonna go and do them. And for now, that'll be it. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.